blind to the ridiculous, back and forth, don't you, in coaching?
I was just kidding with some of the people who travel on the bus with us here that I love the way I make a living here at Carson Middle School. I've been here many times, and that's where LaRoche plays their home games. They're strenuous games. We have real competitive games here with them, and frankly, they resemble a war sometimes.
And the last year was, of course, you had a break here last year. Their big star didn't get to play. I think he was injured. I remember he had his foot up. I was looking at him on the sideline, and Gruber kind of took the bull by the horns and gave you a little problem. You did pull out the victory, and it was one of you're in a string. Now you have to start all over again. West Liberty gave you a little lesson on Monday. And what kind of things did you learn at West Liberty, Coach?
Well, speaking of learning, I have copied something from the many recent television games. Mike Ditka, the Chicago Bears, said in athletics you're either teaching or learning, and we did learn up at West Liberty the other night, but it's not a lot of fun. We'd rather do the teaching. As for what we learned, it'll remain to be seen whether we could correct certain mental mistakes and sluggish attitudes and perform well. The man you mentioned that didn't play against us last year is Don Matthews, and ironically, he's been a focus of attention here for several months because he was only allowed to play one more semester of ball, so they kept him out this fall. He did not compete before Christmas, and he's playing his last semester right now. He has only played one game. We are going to be the second team he plays against. Now, we're talking about a 6'6" boy who, in my opinion, was one of the three top players in the district last year. And I'm taking into account Randall, Westminster, Kunzelman of Westminster, and, of course, my own ball players, Raina Tilley, Roosevelt Kirby, Harold Hamlin, Paul Stanley, and many good ball players. Don Matthews, in my opinion, is one of the three best in the district. But I hope he's off stride a little bit tonight because this is only his second game this year. And when that guy is in running shape and fitting into the team, he's really the best. And he may be to that point enough that we're in deep trouble. And even if he isn't, you mentioned a boy by the name of Gruber. He is 6'6", and my coach, Larry Marshall, said he's looking bigger, stronger, huskier than ever. And believe it or not, they have a 6'8" transfer from a junior college by the name of Moore, M-O-H-R. That gives him some size, and Moore's a legitimate player. Now, we didn't handle the small people very well at West Liberty. I wonder how we'll handle big people here tonight at LaRoche.
Now, your final question is your starting five, and who will they beat tonight here at LaRoche in this District 18 game?
That's no longer a routine question. Last year, there wasn't even any point in asking me because the five was set each time. This year, we've changed almost every time, including tonight. We're going to try Rick Puskar of Uniontown. Went to Laurel Highlands High School and spent 1 year at Fayette campus. Now, Rick's got a lot of potential, to use that overused word in athletics, and I think he's going to be a real player for us. I hope he can do it right now, tonight. I'm going to start him, and I hope he just blossoms right out for us. We have changed the starting lineup each of the last three games. If Rick performs well, he can have the job. If not, we're going to have to experiment for another game or two. But at that point, the coaches have already agreed. We're going to have to hand the assignment to somebody and say, here, learn while you're working at it, because, we can no longer go into February experimenting. We're going to have to find who exactly is our fifth man, if at all possible, and then who's the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. So at this point, we're still experimenting, and Rick Puskar will start. Last game was a different lineup against Westminster. We started Terry Clark, etc.
Okay, Coach. Good luck to you and the Jackets here this evening at LaRoche.
Thanks once again, Fred.
And we'll be back with the head coach of the running Red Devils of LaRoche, John Pasquinelli, just making his first start of the season for Rudy Marisa. And the Yellow Jackets will be the junior, from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, Rich Puskar, Laurel Highlands High School and Penn State Fayette product, former teammate of Donnie Crawford. So the starting lineup tonight, Timmy McConnell, Paul Stanley, Harold Hamlin, Donnie Crawford, and Rich Puskar. Rich averaging 3.5 a ball game off the bench for Waynesburg throughout the season, and again making his first start tonight. Jackets are first out onto the floor, and some last-minute instructions from one of the assistant coaches here. Well, it goes out of bounds, almost controlled by Waynesburg. Paul Stanley battling for the loose ball. Couldn't quite keep it from going out of bounds, so LaRoche will take charge for the first time tonight, and they inbound it to Rivera from the side in forecourt. Rivera now with the ball in the hip, now sends it in motion on the right side. Down low it goes to Mickens. Mickens back outside the Rivera, ball kicked away by Stanley. Stanley with a sneaker on the basketball. That means LaRoche will inbound it again from the side. Just getting underway. Glad you're with us here on WANB. He inbounded to Matthews. He puts it up for the foul line and hits. Ron Matthews with a 15-footer off the inbound play, and it's a 2-0 basketball game.
Don Matthews does it all. Rebounds, shoots, and he's a real threat, and he's starting to warm up in the section.
McConnell into forecourt, goes to Hamlin, now to Stanley. Stanley with a move and a jump shot. 10-footer, no good, air ball. Rebound taken by Matthews. Clears it ahead into forecourt to Witherspoon. He travels with the basketball. Witherspoon just kind of like that, his legs tangled up and went crashing to the floor. I believe he's okay, a little slow getting up, and just a little bit gimpy as he trots back in his defensive position. So the fast break doesn't work. First time down the floor for LaRoche. Yellow Jackets will now inbound it with some pressure coming. Rivera closely guarding McConnell as the inbound it to Timmy. Timmy now does a little one-on-one move, gets by Kike at the timeline into forecourt to Puskar on the right side. Puskar fakes into the lane, ball's knocked away, goes right back to Puskar now to Stanley, to Hamlin, top of the key. Hamlin looks into the lane, nothing there, goes back to McConnell, now to Stanley, lobs it down low, Puskar, fakes, shoots, good. Rich Puskar with a nice move, Frank.
And he is. He's left-handed, and sometimes it takes a while for the defense to adjust to that.
So the Jackets tie it now with just a little over a minute gone in the first half. Jackets back on defense. Now we get a whistle as LaRoche moves into forecourt, and Susie calls timeout, I guess, because of the injured player working against Waynesburg's zone defense. They go onto the side to Gruber. Cross court now to Mickens. Mickens, top of the key, Rivera. Rivera tries the right side now and has to backpedal as he finds nothing there. Cross court, Mickens, he's open. He shoots and hits. Aaron Mickens, 13.8 scoring average on the year, and LaRoche back on top by 2. 18 minutes left to play first half. Here's McConnell into forecourt. Top of the key, goes right side Hamlin. Hamlin's open. He'll take the one-hander. It's no good. Rebound taken by Puskar. Up and in. He's fouled. Rich Puskar with all 4 of the Waynesburg points. And now he has a chance to go to the line, give the Yellow Jackets the lead.
And the foul picked up that time by Ron Gruber. Ron, their big inside forward, fouling Rich Puskar. And Rudy Marisa looking for a blossoming effect. And I think he may have predicted something here tonight.
Puskar makes the 3-point play, so he has all 5 Waynesburg points. Jackets lead by 1 as we're down to 17:55 left to play first half. Here's LaRoche into the corner from the side. Matthews hits from deep in the corner. Matthews has a 15-footer and now an 18-footer to his credit. And LaRoche back on top by 1. Waynesburg quickly in the forecourt, but they pull up now. McConnell will set up an offense. He goes on the left side. Puskar into the corner. Puskar checks the lane. Nothing there. Top of the key, Hamlin. Hamlin starts down the lane. Pulls up. Fires it. It's good. Harold Hamlin looked a little awkward, but it accounts.
Harold, nice move in the inside in the paint and falling away. Put it in.
The Jackets again with a 1-point lead, and LaRoche now with the basketball. Gruber, cross-court Matthews. Matthews over Stanley. One-hander, no good. Tap up and no good by Moore. Rebound, Hamlin for Waynesburg. Outlet to McConnell. Fast break, Waynesburg. McConnell all the way up and in, and he's fouled.
A lot of action under the board. Tim McConnell in his usual pass-off. And he did not pass off that time. And the foul that time by Don Matthews, his first.
No. Go ahead, Frank.
And that was unexpected there. I think everyone looked for a pass from Tim McConnell. In the audience tonight, the coach from Geneva, Mark Evans, back in his blue sweatsuit against the wall.
Geneva.
He's looking at LaRoche. He's played Waynesburg twice.
Geneva's off tonight. Foul shot, no good. McConnell. Rebound, Hamlin is good. Hamlin off the missed foul shot, so it's, instead of a 3, it's a 4-point play, and the Jackets lead 11-6. Geneva off tonight. Other games in the district this evening. Westminster's at Alliance and Barron is at Pitt Bradford. Geneva plays Findlay, Ohio tomorrow night at home. Okay, here's a foul as they work into the lane. That's LaRoche works to Gruber and the high post position, and he's fouled. I believe Donnie Crawford is the guilty party.
His first and the team first. The running Red Devils have 2 team fouls.
Inbounding it right in front of our broadcast position, Aaron Mickens goes to Rivera at the point, and Kike will set it up. Now they try the right side. They go to Matthews in the corner. Back out to Mickens around the horn. Rivera by McConnell. Turnaround jumper. Good. Nice move by Kike Rivera. Put it on McConnell and then went over him. On the inbounds play, it's knocked away by Rivera. The Jackets will now inbound it from the side in backcourt. No, they'll inbound it from right under their own basket again.
Well, there's full court pressure now by the running Red Devils, man-to-man.
And the Jackets inbound it. McConnell over the timeline with the pass to Stanley. Stanley to the top of the key, now pulls up, goes back to the point. Timmy McConnell right back to Stanley on the right side. Goes to Hamlin deep in the corner. Harold checks onto the basket, nothing there. Goes back to McConnell around the horn to Stanley on the left. Stanley over top of Mickens, no good from 25 feet. Rebound McConnell, up and good. It came right into McConnell's hands about 6-8 feet away. Timmy put it up and in. He has 4, and the Jackets lead it by 5. 13-8 the score as LaRoche comes into forecourt. Harold Hamlin there to break up a pass. They're trying to hit Matthews in the corner. That's three times down the floor they've done that, and this time Harold Hamlin figured it out, knocked it into the seat, and they reinbound it again right in front of our broadcast position. We're courtside, sitting right next to the Waynesburg bench. Lobs it down low. LaRoche does. Shot up more. No good. Rebound Hamlin. Outlet to McConnell. McConnell contact. No foul to Stanley on the break. Stanley fires. It's in and out. Rebound goes to Hamlin. He loses it, and it goes out of bounds, but it's going to be Waynesburg's ball. Ball was knocked away from Hamlin underneath.
There's some real fouling going on, and it was missed. Coach Marisa right up off the bench and letting Frank Smizik know it. It was a real hatchet job.
They inbound it outside to Stanley. He takes it in, puts it up. No good, but a foul called. Paul will be at the line.
Hey, Fred! Hey, Fred! They got us some 3 fouls in that last game.
And the personal foul is Kike Rivera, Kike, I guess you pronounce it. And
Gene Zusi gives Rudy Marisa a tee. I think even the people back home might have heard Rudy yelling. He was yelling about the lack of a call at midcourt last time down the floor, and the missed foul. Gene Zusi just took it for a while. I guess he took about 3 or 4. Oh, that's longer than that. Maybe about 10 seconds of it. Finally hit enough, and then bang.
Look who's shooting the foul now. See, Paul Stanley will shoot the regular foul, which common foul, and then
Stanley shooting 2, misses the first. Paul Stanley's been very cold, even in the game the other night, even though he had 17 points. Second one is good for Paul, so he has 1. Now we'll go the other way, and Rivera will be shooting 2 technical shots for LaRoche. As Rudy Marisa gets the tee.
Right, this creates what they call a false double foul in basketball language, and the throw-in will be by LaRoche. He misses the first, Rivera does, and the throw-in will be at midcourt by the running Red Devils. They get the ball after these 2 technicals have called, and that is the...
Rivera makes the second, so he has 3, and it's now 14-9. Well, strange things happen, it seems, when you come up here to play basketball, and... that's Rudy's first technical of the year, isn't it?
I think it's the second.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay, LaRoche inbounds it. They go to Gruber. Now around the horn it goes to Mickens on the right side. Left side again to Rivera. Pulls up, passes off underneath. Moore up and in. The big guy, Greg Moore. Nice pass right underneath the basket by Rivera. Now Rivera steals in backcourt. Rivera drives, shoots, no good. Foul called. And Rivera will go to the line.
As predicted, it's a rough one. It is a rough one. And the foul on Don Crawford, his second.
I recall a bench-clearing brawl here a couple of years ago. I hope both. He has 5, and it's now a 14-13 basketball game. Jackets' lead is now 1. They had a 5-point lead just about a minute and a half ago. Now, we get another call away from the ball by Gene Zusi. Let's see what that is.
Gruber pushing off on Rick Puskar and called for the foul. Gene Zusi blowing all the whistles so far.
Gene apparently is trying to once again try to take control of this game. He's called an intentional foul too, because Puskar is going to the line to shoot.
Right.
That's only the 4th team foul on LaRoche here in the half. So an intentional foul. Puskar will shoot 2, makes the first. Zusi now obviously, Frank, trying to get control of this game and get these guys to lighten up on this rough play that's been happening out there before it gets out of hand. Puskar makes them both. Jackets by 3 now. So we've had an intentional foul called and a technical foul called, and we've used only 5 minutes of this ball game.
It's a show of force, without a doubt.
Steele, McConnell in backcourt. Waynesburg, forecourt to Stanley. Stanley pulls up, fires to the baseline, goes to Crawford. Crawford loses it, loose ball. Rivera up with it, but a foul called on the loose ball battle. I think Donnie Crawford was fouled by Aaron Mickens for LaRoche. That's the call.
Exactly right, John. The loose ball and Aaron Mickens diving for it collided with Don Crawford. The game is as rough as forecasted.
Wild.
Something's going to have to give, and you can't play alone like this without fouling out.
Yeah. Okay, Jackets inbound it. They go around the horn. Here's McConnell with a nifty move. Dishes it off underneath. Puskar turns, fires, good. Puskar with a 360 in the lane on the dish from McConnell. Puskar has 9 of the Jackets' 18 points. They lead by 5 again, 18-13. Okay, here's LaRoche again into forecourt. It's Rivera. Rivera now working with Witherspoon, who's back into the ball game after being ordered out because of an injury. Back in, he's okay. Fires from way outside. Boy, is he okay. Punks in a 22-footer, and it's 18-50. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with him now, Frank.
No, I think the spoon is back.
Here's Waynesburg in the lane. Hamlin turns around, fires, hits. Harold Hamlin in the lane, puts it up, a little 6-footer. He has 6. And now almost a steal in backcourt from McConnell. Rivera gets the loose ball back, and now he'll walk it over the timeline as Waynesburg drops back on defense, and the Red Devils go to work into the corner to Matthews back outside. One-hander, Witherspoon. It's from the same position as last time down the floor. Now again, pressure in backcourt. McConnell eludes it, now gets it into forecourt with a pass to Hamlin. Hamlin loose, down the lane, up and in. Going for the steal, Moore left Hamlin, going for the ball. He missed the ball, and Harold, when he got it, was all alone, put it up and in.
Well, Moore went for the right hand of Harold Hamlin, and Harold put it in with the left hand, and what a move that time, right down the middle.
22-17, Jackets lead. Almost a steal by McConnell, but Rivera turns, fires underneath, up and in by Mickens. Aaron Mickens off the feed from Witherspoon.
Mickens can play and jump and has all the moves.
All these guys can play for LaRoche. They've all been around a while. There's seniors, juniors everywhere. Now here's Puskar with the ball on the right side from Waynesburg. Gets it to Stanley. Stanley turns and fires. Baseline. Paul Stanley hits with a fall-away jumper. His first field goal of the night. 24-19 Waynesburg. 12:54 left to play in the first half. There's LaRoche, right side to Witherspoon. Back out Rivera. Takes into the lane, goes to Witherspoon. He'll have to come cross court again to Rivera. Now into the corner it goes to Matthews. No shot. Back outside again to Witherspoon. Thinks about a one-hander instead. Lobs it to Moore from the foul line. Shoots in and out. Rebound Hamlin. Outlet to McConnell. Waynesburg on the run. Timmy into forecourt. Timmy dishes off baseline. Puskar drives and gets a foul as gets a walking call as he went by his guy. I thought maybe he was going to be called for throwing the arm as he went by, but no, it's traveling on the play.
Into
so the Jackets turn it over.
Pat McGrath enters in the guard position for the running Red Devils. The Jackets yet to substitute yet. The starting 5 still in, and we're down to around 12 minutes and 23 seconds left.
McGrath is a senior, 6 foot, played his high school ball at Seton LaSalle, so I guess that would make him a former teammate of Timmy McConnell, right?
Exactly.
Timmy is junior, him is senior. They must have played together at least a year. All right, here's LaRoche into forecourt. It's runner to Gruber. Gruber fakes into the lane, now goes outside. One-hander, Witherspoon again. They've let Lafayette Witherspoon open about that 22-foot area 3 times, and he's burned them all 3 times. It's a 3-point basketball game, 24-21. Here's McConnell from deep in the corner for Waynesburg. He hits. McConnell with 6, 26-21. Here comes the fast break off the inbounds play. Rejected, but a foul call. Charging going to be called. The rejection by Harold Hamlin, and the charge going to go against Witherspoon for LaRoche.
And that's an offensive foul, his first. And John Pasquinelli up now.
And credit McConnell on that play. Witherspoon had it beat on the break. McConnell recovered in time to regain his defensive position and get the charge. So a nice play by Timmy.
Timmy covers a lot of ground with the basketball floor.
He has the ball now as they move it towards the timeline. Goes cross court to Waynesburg's first substitution. Byron Almond into the ball game. He goes to Hamlin. Now back out top of the key. Now near midfield. is McConnell. McConnell goes to Almond. Almond back to McConnell as the Jackets going to try to shorten this game up a little bit, I believe. Now to Hamlin in the corner, back out to McConnell. Fakes the one-hander, goes to Puskar. Collision, shot goes up, it goes in, but it won't count. Puskar called for the charge.
And that is Puskar's first foul. Made the move in the lane, and the defense was stationary, mowing them down. Gene Susie making the call, and the trail official position.
So we're down to 11-12 to go, and the Jackets lead by 5, 26-21. Now the action slows a little bit as LaRoche moves it into forecourt. McGrath cross-court to Witherspoon. Spoon back to McGrath. McGrath now looking in the lane, fakes the lob, goes to the foul line, dishes it off to Spoon. Spoon cross-court again to McGrath, who backpedal near mid-court, and he'll set it up once again. Now he goes on the right side to Gruber. Gruber fakes into the lane, back around the horn to Witherspoon, who'll take it to the baseline, can't get a shot, has to dish it back outside to McGrath, and again he retreats near mid-court to the point, and he'll set it up. Back to Witherspoon, right side, deep into the corner to Moore. Moore back out to Witherspoon to McGrath. McGrath fakes into the lane, goes along the baseline to Gruber, and a foul called. Donnie Crawford fighting for position of Gruber on the baseline, called for the personal foul.
His third and the team fourth for the Jackets. He was going over the back trying to deflect the ball away, and throwing the ball inbounds will be Ron Gruber.
And Crawford's going to be coming out. And the inbounds play lobs it to Moore, up and in. They just lob it to the big 6'8" guy, and he dishes it in. So the basket 2-3 feet away. Couldn't miss. 26-23 the score. Just over 10 minutes left to play. Into forecourt it goes to Almond. Almond fouled as he tries to go through two people. He collides with McGrath. McGrath goes to the floor, and he's a little bit shaken up, slow getting up. But I think he's going to be okay.
And the bonus is in. The Jackets will shoot, Chuck.
They tried to trap Almond, and he just went right through the trap. And was not called for the charge. Was called for the block was called against McGrath instead. McGrath is staying into the ball game, so I'm sure he's okay.
26-23, the Jackets lead, and 10 minutes and 16 seconds remaining in the first half.
Here's Almond at the line. Byron averaging 2.1 a ball game. Misses the 1-and-1. Rebound goes to LaRoche. Pulled down by Witherspoon. Dishes it off backcourt to McGrath. Now to Witherspoon again on the right side. Right back to McGrath. Along the baseline it goes. Matthews shoots from the side. No good. Rebound McGrath. He goes up and he's fouled. Shot did not count. Did not go in. He's fouled from behind, and he'll be going to the line for two.
I think Byron Almond has picked up his first personal foul, and that is the team's fifth. We'll see how they administer it. It could be a shooting foul, and if it is, this will be the third time the LaRoche Devils, the fourth time the Devils have come to the line.
I believe that foul was on Terry Clark, number 43 for Waynesburg, who just checked in. He came in for Crawford, who has the three personal fouls. At the line is McGrath, and he makes the first. He can make it a one-point basketball game again if he puts the second one in, and he does not. Rebound goes to LaRoche, pulled down by Witherspoon. He brings it back outside with a dribble near midcourt. Now dumps it off to McGrath, and again over to Spoon on the right side. Back to McGrath, fakes in the left, now goes left. Down along the baseline, ball tipped away. Gruber up with it, and he goes up with a shot. Foul called on the play. Gruber's fouled. He'll go to the line.
And it's going to be fouled by Tim McConnell, I believe. That's Tim's first personal. And the team's sixth.
So the 1-and-1 will be in next time the whistle goes against Waynesburg. Right now at the line to shoot two is Ron Gruber. He's an 8. Gruber ties it at 26, 9:49 left to go in the half. The Jackets had a 5-point lead. It is gone. Here's McConnell at midcourt, going to Almond in backcourt. Back to McConnell. He's over the timeline now. Dishes off to Almond. Almond baseline to Hamlin. Hamlin from the side. No! Rebound is fought for, taken by LaRoche, but a foul called on the rebound, and it's going to be against Waynesburg.
It will be against Waynesburg, and the bonus is in. So Byron Almond picked his first personal up, and we walked the length of the floor, and a mass substitution coming in for Waynesburg. Paul Stanley entering the lineup, Theron Hogue entering the lineup, Chris Green entering the lineup, staying in Tim McConnell and Harold Hamlin.
So now at the line to shoot 1-and-1 is Matthews. First on the way, it's no good. Rebound Hamlin for Waynesburg. Pulls it down, gives it off in backcourt to McConnell, and McConnell will bring it into forecourt. We're tied at 26, 9:25 left to play first half. Stanley near midcourt, stops his dribble, goes cross-court to Hamlin. Hamlin to Theron Hogue, who fakes into the lane, fakes the give and go, goes to Green instead, right back to McConnell near midcourt. To Stanley as the Jackets go into their 5-man 8 weave offense. Over to Hamlin, deep into the corner to McConnell. He'll put it to the floor, bring it back outside.
The zone defense, the 2-3 zone placed up by LaRoche, and they've gone from the man-to-man. They used the man-to-man for the first 10 minutes.
Here's Stanley, cross-court to Hogue, into the corner to McConnell, all on the left side. Now back outside to Green, right back to McConnell. He'll check down low for the lob. Not there, so he goes to Hamlin for the big cross-court pass. To McConnell in the key, puts it to the floor, brings it back outside. 8:40 left to play. Jackets have used about 50 seconds on this possession thus far. 26-26 the score. Here's McConnell with the ball, directing a little traffic now as he moves Green into the lane and goes to Stanley on the right side. Right back to McConnell. Now Hamlin comes out to take the ball, and it goes to Stanley again. Theron Hogue fakes the jumper from the corner, back outside to McConnell, around the horn to Stanley, back to Timmy, now top of the key, back to Stanley, fakes in low, goes to Green in the corner. The Jackets working the weave quite well this time down the floor. Frank eating up a lot of time.
Well, they're doing it both ways. It's working against them also. It's firing up the LaRoche running Red Devils because they think their defense is putting up such a fight that Waynesburg can't penetrate. Now, that might be right, John.
You think so?
Yeah. They usually find an open man way before this.
Almost a steal at midcourt. Hamlin goes right back to McConnell. Back to Hamlin. Hamlin foul line jumper. Good. Harold Hamlin. Turnaround jumper at the foul line. He's into double figures already with 10. And the Jackets lead by 2. 7:34 left to play here in the first half.
They held the ball for 2 minutes and 28 seconds and did not turn it over and scored. That's a very effective slowdown.
All right, so now here's the LaRoche taking their time as they begin a little bit of a slowdown of their own. I guess you could call it that. No, way outside. Witherspoon shoots. No good. Rebound. Matthews up. No good. Foul call. On the whistle, the foul called on Harold Hamlin for Waynesburg. That'd be Harold's first, I believe.
First, right. He got him from the back. Chris Green guarding him from the front, and Harold got him from the back. And going to the line is
also in. Stanley with the move, dishes off baseline. Green up, no good off the glass. Rebound pulled down by Matthews, but now a loose ball, and McGrath comes up with it for LaRoche. Chris Green almost took it right away from Matthews. The ball was loose on the floor, but McGrath was there to
when slamming off the banking board, but he's going to also, he gave Matthews an elbow. And I'm going to watch that for a little bit and see what Matthews does in return on that one.
Okay, here's Rivera on the right side for LaRoche. To Matthews in the corner. Matthews lobs it back outside. Rivera goes with a bounce pass, cross-court to McGrath. And McGrath comes right in front of us to Witherspoon. Witherspoon back to McGrath with 6:20 to go. Now as they continue to work the ball around the perimeter, just near midcourt, pitch and catch back and forth between Rivera and McGrath. Frank?
Yeah, Matthews, a little return shot. Didn't hurt much, but Chris Green knows he's there now.
All right.
There's always a one and the return. It's kind of fun to watch if you see the first one.
Almost a steal by McConnell at backcourt. McConnell into forecourt. McConnell pulls up, dumps it off Green, puts it up and in. Chris Green off the dish from McConnell. Green now with his first bucket of the night. And the Jackets lead it for McConnell with the steal at backcourt, making it happen.
It was actually a miscue, and
Chris McConnell at backcourt. McConnell, long pass, Stanley underneath the Hamlin, knocked away.
But the Jackets will get it on the deflection. Great defense that time, inside by Chris Green and Theron Hogue. They blunted Matthews, wouldn't let him get to the ball, and they had a disguised defense, and Matthews couldn't get loose, and the Jackets successful on the turnover.
Waynesburg leads by 2, 4:35 left in the half. McConnell, baseline, dishes off outside to Stanley. He hits from 18 feet. Well, Stanley perhaps getting the hot hand back. He's been a little cold of late. Hits from 18 feet away there. And now the Jackets lead it by 4, 32-20.
Defense is something the Jackets have to work on.
Here's Rivera, jump shot. LaRoche, no good. Rebound taken by Green for Waynesburg. Forecourt to Hamlin. Cross-court to Stanley. He falls, and I believe he's going to be called for traveling. Yes, lost his footing as he got the pass from Harold Hamlin, and called for traveling.
That time called by the trail official, and G. Susi was right on the play, and Frank Smizik photo up, and they're a little pointed at each other, and
that's one of the things you don't like to see, a long distance call.
Fourth one instead. Hamlin back to McConnell as the Jackets go back into their weave with a 2-point lead. 3:35 to go in the first half. To Green, top of the key, dumps it off to Lee in the corner, and Lee brings it back outside with a pass to McConnell. McConnell now tries over on the right side and puts the ball in his hip, brings Stanley out, goes left side to Lee. Lee in no hurry at all to get things going here as the referee has begun his count. Now Lee puts the ball in action to Stanley with a bounce pass. Cross court to Hamlin, a fake into the lane, now to McConnell near midcourt. 3 minutes left to play in the first half.
32-30 and a slow-down action by the Jackets in the last 5 minutes on their possessions. They've played the half-court game and slowed it down. Fast breaks have been at a minimum in this particular game.
With the slowdown, with the shortening up of this first half with these offensive tactics, I believe, that's going to make it impossible for us to bring you a report on the Waynesburg Upper St. Clair wrestling match, high school wrestling at halftime from Upper St. Clair High School. But if we're unable to bring it to you at halftime, we will have it for you immediately after the game. So stay tuned. 2:22 to go. Waynesburg to Lee. Lee back to Stanley. High post to Green. Fakes the jumper. Goes back outside to Stanley. As the clock's getting close to the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Hamlin to Green. Green starts down the lane with a drive. Puts it up. It's good, and he's fouled.
Wow.
Chris Green with a nice move and a foul at the end of it. He'll go to the line with a chance for a 3-point play.
He has showed us that move many times. And that first step, the coaches are always asking, isn't that walking rep? It's a big one. Takes a big step, and it's quite legal. Very good. Mickens picking up his second foul.
So Chris Green into the scoring column now with 4, and could have 5 here. Jackets could also have another 5-point lead, but he misses the foul shot. Loose ball on the rebound. Lee comes up with it, goes to McConnell out near midcourt, and they'll try to shorten this second half up even more. Minute 58 to go. Here's Green, foul line, back to Stanley. Stanley goes to McConnell near midcourt. Right back to Paul. He'll try the left side. No, back outside to McConnell as he does wreck the little traffic now and sends Stanley down along the baseline. Paul gets a pass there back to McConnell. McConnell puts it to the floor, brings it back outside. Now cross court to Lee, who's open. Baseline drive, shot up, no good, but he's fouled.
Should have been goaltending too, John, but there wasn't.
Lee will be at the line to shoot 2.
Ball was coming down.
So Kevin Lee with a chance to break into the scoring column for the first time since Saturday night up in Westminster.
Witherspoon picking up his second.
Kevin Lee, a freshman from Charleroi, Pennsylvania. Puts the first one up, and it's good. So now Lee can give Waynesburg the biggest lead of the night with a 6. That will be a 6-point lead if he makes the next. Matthews back into the ball game as Aaron Mickens comes out for LaRoche. Also the other big guy, Greg Moore, is in there, the 6'8 junior. So they're 6'8 in there right now. There's Lee, next one, but a whistle. Let's see, we get a lane violation that went in. Lane violation, shot will not count. Waynesburg on the violation, so that erases the foul shot by Kevin Lee, and the lead is still 5.
No, that's right, Kev.
Some pressure now in backcourt by the Yellow Jackets as LaRoche inbounds it, and they break it to forecourt to Matthews. Matthews underneath to Moore. Moore up over Green. Good, and he's fouled. Moore called for the foul. Green called for the foul.
Chris Green with a real freshman-type defensive move.
That's 35-33. So the Jackets now will be inbounding it in backcourt. They'll be getting full-court pressure from LaRoche. They inbound it with a pass to Lee. Lee puts it to the floor, brings it over the timeline. Now goes baseline Hamlin. Hamlin turns, can't shoot, back outside to Lee. Lee a collision, no foul. Underneath to Theron Hogue, dishes it off baseline. Stanley up and in. Paul Stanley off the dish from Hogue. Paul has 7, 37-33. Full court pressure again by Waynesburg. LaRoche bothered by a little bit in backcourt. Here's Rivera working against Lee. Goes to cross court to Witherspoon. Witherspoon back. Stolen away by Hamlin near midcourt. Saved from out of bounds. Goes to LaRoche instead. Baseline to Matthews. Matthews up in. Foul called on Theron Hogue. Wow, what a turn of events that was. It was thrown away at midcourt by Harold Hamlin. Hamlin lost the ball, saved it from out of bounds right in front of the LaRoche bench with a diving save, but it went right to Kike Rivera. Going the other way, he spotted Matthews free on the baseline, hit him with the pass, and then as Matthews went up for the shot trying to recover it, Theron Hogue fouled him.
Shows you experience.
Outlet pass off the rebound goes to Stanley. Stanley stop and pop, 15-footer, good. Paul Stanley, that little patented 15-foot jumper off the fast break where instead of taking it all the way in, just sort of stops and pops. And the Jackets back on top, 39-35. Now a trap at midcourt. They break it. Baseline. Ball knocked away. Harold Hamlin saves it from out of bounds. It goes to Waynesburg to McConnell. McConnell. Stanley stuffs it! McConnell hit him with a half-court pass. A pass from half-court right along the baseline, and Stanley there to jam it home. 41-35. Jackets lead. 15 seconds to go in the half. Here's Rivera trapped in midcourt. Goes baseline. Gruber. Gruber from the side. Shoots. No good. Rebound Matthews. Foul call. It's going to be against LaRoche.
It'll be against
9
Matthews.
seconds to go.
Big push off on Matthews, no doubt about it. Caught by Gene Stussy. Gene calling excellent game here. He's really on the stick.
Second foul on Matthews, and it came with 9 seconds to go in the half. Coaches don't like to see that.
John Pasquinelli has to be heartbroken. He's playing with the Jackets, but he talks about continuity and things. They're not playing as a team. They do have sparkles and things that happen to show you why they are touted and they're rough. But they can't get it together. The Jackets teamwork is a little too much for them.
Lee is at the line. He'll be shooting the 1-1. First one, good. So Kevin Lee is 2 for 2 now at the foul line. And he could make it 43-35 with the next, and he does. Kevin Lee with 3 on the night. 43-35, 9 seconds to go. LaRoche inbounds it into forecourt to Rivera. Rivera down the lane, dumps it off underneath. Witherspoon up and in, and he's fouled with 3 seconds to go. You talk about what coaches don't want to see. You don't want to see that either. Somebody picking up a foul with 3 seconds to go, especially if it's number 3.
And it's Theron Hogue, number 23, picks up his third foul. And again, Theron, a victim of positioning, and Spoon, affectionately known here, is a very, very good basketball.
Converts it 43-38. With 3 seconds to go, the Jackets inbound it to McConnell near midcourt, but it's tipped away. It goes out of bounds, tipped by LaRoche. Jackets will inbound it from the side now with 2 seconds to go.
Here comes the play, John. You want to see
All right,
something?
a side-out play by the Yellow Jackets, something they work on in practice. McConnell lobs it underneath to Stanley, but it's tipped away. It goes out of bounds, and it will be LaRoche basketball with 1 second to go. The lob was a little too long. Stanley couldn't quite come up with it on the baseline. So now LaRoche will have 1 second to come within 3. They inbound it full court to Matthews. Nobody touched it, so it goes out of bounds. The clock never started because nobody touched it. It went the full length of the floor. So now Waynesburg, as Lee will be the guy to inbound it. And Lee, the freshman, well, let's see what he does on what they called for the bench. We heard it surprise. To Stanley from the side. Stanley at the buzzer, no. He beat the buzzer with a shot, but it wouldn't go down. So that's the end of the first half. The score, Waynesburg 43, LaRoche 38. And we'll be back.
High score for the Running Red Devils of LaRoche. 10 points for Don Matthews. He's 4 for 5, 4 for 6 from the line. And Kike Rivera, 5 points, 3 for 4 from the line. Witherspoon, 8 points, 1 for 2 from the line, 2 personal fouls. Ron Gruber has 2 fouls and 2 points, both from the line. Don Matthews in with 10 and 2 personal fouls. 4 points for Aaron Mickens, 2 personal fouls. Pat McGrath has 1 point, 1 for 2 from the line, and he has 1 foul. And Greg Moore, 5 points, 1 for 1. As a team, LaRoche shot 12 for 17 from the line for their 38 points. On the other side of the ledger, the Jackets, Waynesburg College, 11 points for Paul Stanley, 1 for 2 from the line, has not committed a foul. 10 points, Harold Hamlin, all from the floor, and 1 personal foul. And 9 points, Rich Puskar, surprise, 1 personal foul, 3 for 3 from the line. 4 points for Chris Green, 0 for 1 from the line. And Kevin Lee has 3 points. He is 3 for 3 from the line. Tim McConnell in with 6 points, 0 for 1 from the line, 1 personal foul on Tim McConnell. Theron Hogue did not score, has 3 personal fouls. Don Crawford did not score, has 3 personal fouls. And the Jackets have 43 at halftime, John.
Thank you, Frank. We'll be back here at Carson West.
John, The running Red Devils from LaRoche shot 12 for 17 from the foul line, and the Jackets shot 7 for 11. That could be the totals from a whole ball game any other night. But very, very physical, both trying to set the tempo, trying to show who's boss out on the floor, and doing it with a lot of pushing, shoving elbows, and the referees making most of the calls.
I noticed at halftime in the pregame show before that, John Pasquinelli was talking about the fact that LaRoche seems to play better on the road than they do at home. Rudy Marisa has never lost a game on this floor. LaRoche has only beaten Waynesburg twice since they began playing each other back in 1978. They're in midcourt to start the second half. They start with McConnell, Hamlin, Green, Crawford, and Paul Stanley. And it's McConnell out near midcourt. Now goes to Hamlin on the left side. Hamlin down the lane to Stanley. Stanley puts it up for the baseline. Air ball, no good. Rebound Matthews. Matthews to Rivera for LaRoche. Rivera into forecourt all the way. Puts it up, in and out. Rebounds tapped outside to McConnell. Waynesburg on the run. Timmy on the break. Pulls up, dumps it off Hamlin. He fires. It's good. Harold Hamlin off the glass. First bucket of the second half. Hamlin has a dozen to lead all scorers thus far tonight. And it's 45-38. Now, the Jackets drop back in their zone as LaRoche attacks it with a pass over on the left side to Witherspoon. Back out to Rivera. Now over on the right. It goes to Mickens. Mickens lobbing it down low. Matthews up over. Crawford, good. Matthews right up over Donnie Crawford. Matthews with 12. Then it's back to a 5-point basketball game. Here's McConnell with a long pass to the forecourt to Hamlin. Hamlin back outside to Green. Green fakes into the lane, now goes high post to Hamlin, who goes down the lane, turns and fires. No good. Rebound taken by LaRoche. Pulled down by Mickens. In backcourt to Kike Rivera. Kike, a native of Rio Piedras, Puerto Rico. And he brings it into forecourt. Goes to Witherspoon. Back to Rivera. Ball loose. Knocked away by Stanley, but Matthews there to pick it up for LaRoche. And they go into Mickens in a bounce pass in the corner. Mickens fouled by Green. Green closely guarding him, going for the steal. Reaching around, got a piece of it. First foul of the second half.
And Rodney, I believe, that's Chris Green picking up his second and the team first of the second half.
So that being the first foul, either way, LaRoche will just inbound it from the baseline. And Mickens inbounds it to Witherspoon, fakes into the lane, trapped over there in the corner, has to throw it off of Green's leg out of bounds to save the turnover. He could do nothing. They just surrounded him over there. And now they'll inbound it from the side. Again, it's Mickens on the inbound, this time out near midcourt to Rivera. Rivera puts it to the floor, moves to the point, and they set up a play. They go on the left side to Witherspoon. He goes to the baseline. Back outside to Rivera, who's open, takes the one-hander, and it's no good. Rebounds outside to McConnell. McConnell, long pass forecourt to Stanley, knocked away. Witherspoon there to break it up, or that's Aaron Mickens there to break it up. Then the fast break is spoiled, and Jackets will inbound it from the baseline, their end of the floor.
That time, Paul Stanley was open, but Timmy McConnell couldn't get it to him, and when he finally did, it was a little bit too late, and Witherspoon came in and deflected the ball.
Inbound to Crawford, out to Stanley, around the horn to Hamlin, into the corner to McConnell, back to Harold. He takes an 18-footer. It's good. Hamlin hits from outside that time. So LaRoche now just will walk it over the timeline as the Jackets drop back into their zone. And here comes Rivera. 47-40, Jackets lead. That's their biggest lead of the night, 7 points. Go ahead, Frank.
The Jackets are leading, but they're not intimidating, John. That's one thing to note at this point. Their shots have been 18 and 20 feet, and the fast break not there.
Over the zone, shot blocked. Waynesburg up with the loose ball, but they throw it away. Stanley tries to feed Hamlin in backcourt. In forecourt, rather, with a long pass, but right there to pull it in was Witherspoon. Kind of an ill-advised pass there by Paul Stanley, trying to make something happen. Now, here's the LaRoche into forecourt. They go to Rivera. Rivera to the foul line, dumps it off underneath. Matthews up, no good, but he's fouled.
And Harold Hamlin got all of Matthews that time for his second personal and the team's second of the second half.
And Rudy Marisa wants a timeout. 17-16 left to play in the ball game. Waynesburg by 7, 47-40. Down to 17-16 left in the basketball game. Jackets with their biggest lead of the night, but Matthews, that's Don Matthews for LaRoche, will be at the line with a chance to cut that lead to 5. He'll be shooting 2, fouled in the act by Harold Hamlin just before the timeout. Matthews with 12 points on the night thus far. Has been to the line before. But ball a little bit too long for him, the pass was, and he saved it from out of bounds. And as he tried to feed it to somebody, got it to
Don Crawford. He tried to get it to Crawford. Crawford was in the air from the back court. Caught it while in the air. And the ball was in the front court, and Don was in the back.
So the Jackets turn it over, and now LaRoche into forecourt, trailing 47-41. Goes to work against the zone again. It's Rivera with the ball over the right side. Bounce pass left to Witherspoon. Nice move. Turns, fires, air ball out of bounds. Waynesburg's ball. Everything but the shot there for Witherspoon, Frank.
It came off with a real bad glance that time and bounced off of a LaRoche player. Waynesburg getting a break.
Into forecourt they come right in front of us. Stanley has the ball kicked out of bounds. It will be LaRoche's ball. I think that's a good call. The ball was deflected, and then Paul kind of like kicked it, going for the loose ball.
Definitely Paul Stanley was the last to touch it, and Gene Susi made the correct call, and I was wondering why Rich Puskar was on the bench, but he's replacing Paul Stanley. So the lineup now is Chris Green and Rich Puskar in with Crawford and Hamlin and McConnell.
That's the second time tonight that Rudy Marisa has given Paul Stanley the hook, and now it's Puskar in for him with the 16:35 to go in the basketball game. Jackets lead by 6. LaRoche with the ball. Here's Witherspoon, double team, stolen away by McConnell. Timmy McConnell one-on-one on the fast break, goes up and he's fouled. Shot did not count, did not go in. Timmy will go to the line to shoot 2.
Great move that time, a real experienced move by Tim McConnell. It was a breakaway, had no one to pass off to. And I believe the Witherspoon picking up the personal. Is that right now?
Yep. So at the line, and Timmy McConnell will be shooting 2.
His third of the game, and the first team foul of the second half by the LaRoche.
Jackets in trouble. Donnie Crawford with 3. Theron Hogue with 3 as McConnell misses the first.
And it rolled off to the right side. And in the lineup, replacing Witherspoon is Jim Ransom.
Ransom in for the first time tonight. He's from Perry High School in Pittsburgh. McConnell makes the second, so give him 7 on the evening and give Waynesburg a 7-point lead again, 48-41. Okay, here's LaRoche working against the zone, working around the perimeter. Rivera goes to Ransom. Ransom into the corner to Matthews, tries to fake a pass underneath, stolen away by Waynesburg. They get it to McConnell, forecourt to Hamlin. Hamlin jump shot, yeah! Harold Hamlin, 16 tonight, 50-41, biggest lead of the night.
Yeah, and the fast break starting to work for the Jackets. The pass is in there. Harold Hamlin, very effective from long range tonight.
All right, so now once again, LaRoche trying to solve the zone puzzle put up by Waynesburg. They go baseline. Matthews working against Crawford, up over Donnie, no good. Rebound Hamlin, off the air ball, feeds it to McConnell. Loose ball, Rivera up with it. Now he goes underneath to Moore. He shoots, no good, but a foul call.
Harold's going to pick up the foul, I believe. What? They're going to give it to Don Crawford. Harold thought it was going to be called on him, but Don has now picked up his 4th, the team 3rd in the second half for the Jackets. Going to the line, the big man, 6'8", Greg Moore.
That was all started by on the missed shot by Matthews. Hamlin rebounds, got it to McConnell. McConnell had the ball knocked away by Rivera. Then there was a battle for the loose ball. Rivera got it and flipped it to Moore underneath. He makes the first. He'll have 9 if the second one goes down. He does. So it's 50-43 now. Waynesburg, full court pressure by the Red Devils. And McConnell will break the pressure with a long pass to Hamlin. The ball tipped away, but Puskar gets it underneath to Crawford, up and in. Don Crawford off the pass from Puskar. Crawford's first bucket of the night, 52-43, Jackets lead.
Heads up by both of Fayette County players.
Former teammates teaming up there for 2. And now with 15-12 remaining, here's LaRoche once again working rather deliberately on the perimeter of the Waynesburg zone. Rivera cross court to Ransom. Ransom fakes into the lane, goes back to Rivera to Matthews in the corner. Right back out to Kike, and he'll direct some traffic. Now pass into the lane, deflected out of bounds by Waynesburg. I wasn't able to see who got the hand on it. Might have been McConnell.
And Chris Green touched the foul.
All right. Crawford coming out of the ball game now with 4 personal fouls on him, and Theron Hogue is in to replace him. Gruber also back into the ball game for LaRoche.
Well, if you want to ask a question of the Waynesburg team now, where's the beef? They're all out, John.
Okay, the inbounds pass is loose, but Moore up with it. Waynesburg had a chance to steal the inbounds, but Moore got it back up off the floor, put it up and in. So it's 52-45.
Very, very small lineup now in for the Jackets.
Here's Puskar outside with it for Waynesburg. Goes to Hamlin in the lane. Ball knocked away as Hamlin goes up for the shot, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line, I believe. Let's see if they call it in the act or not.
Dan, Don Matthews doesn't believe it. He's astonishment in his eyes that was a foul. And he did hack Harold on the arm, and they should give him a two-shooter. It's third foul for Don Matthews, and it's the second team foul of the second half.
Hamlin will be shooting 2. First on the way is good.
Harold's first foul shot of the night. He has 17 points now.
And I see the Harold Hamlin fan club from Waynesburg is here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Cheering across the way. Hamlin's second is also good, so give Harold 18 tonight. And it's 54-45, a 9-point lead for the Yellow Jackets. Now the Jackets applying some pressure in backcourt. They break it with a long pass to Gruber over the timeline. Gruber just kind of waits for Ransom to come by, and the little 5'8" guard takes the pass, and he'll run the offense a little bit so Rivera can get loose. Now he moves over to Rivera's side, but now goes to him with a pass. I thought he was going to fake into the lane momentarily. A lot of height advantage, and they should take advantage of it with passes into the lane. Let's see if they can. Waynesburg's zone defense giving them fits here the last 6-7 minutes of play. Into the corner it goes to Gruber, back out to Rivera. Rivera flips it underneath Matthews, up and in. Beautiful play by Rivera on the assist. Just sort of flipped it over his shoulder to Matthews right along the baseline. And it's 54-47.
And Theron Hood standing watching the action that time.
Here's Green, a shot Waynesburg, no good. Rebound taken by LaRoche, pulled down by Moore. Gets it in backcourt to Rivera. They run it over the timeline, but Kike then puts on the brakes and goes with a bounce pass to Ransom, and they'll set up a play. Ransom brings it out to the point now. Checks over on the right side, goes there to Rivera. Rivera working against Puskar will bring it back out. Now they go to Gruber, further on the right, back to Rivera, top of the circle. Round the horn to Ransom, down low baseline. Matthews up, no good, but he's fouled by Green on the way up.
Very intelligent move by Matthews, and Green falling for it. Chris Green picking up his third personal. The Jackets punt Hogue.
Matthews makes the first.
Paul Stanley riding out much of the second half on the bench.
All right.
He's being talked to now by Coach Rudy Marisa, and he's ready to enter. Him and Chuck Collins will be coming in.
Matthews can cut the lead to 5 and makes the second from the line. Matthews and the 2 other players sort of cruised over to the bench for some instruction from John Pasquinelli there. They had to be summoned back by the official. So Stanley's back into the lineup now, along with Chuck Collins, who's in for the first time tonight. Matthews, the second one from the line, is good. So Matthews cuts the lead. He now has 15, and a steal by LaRoche at midcourt. Loose ball, Rivera up with it. Into forecourt he comes, puts on the brakes, and they can cut the lead to 3 with a bucket here. We have the 13-12 to go in the basketball game. Whoops.
The Jackets up by 9 at one time.
Yeah.
Can't put it away, John. They just can't do it.
Here's Gruber from way outside. Hit. Gruber with his second bucket of the night, and it's 54-51. Look for a Waynesburg timeout coming up. They go to Collins on the baseline. Collins trapped there, gets a whistle away from the ball. Let's see. Was it a timeout? Yes. Gene Susi says yes. Timeout called by Rudy Marisa. 12:53 to go in the basketball game. Waynesburg 54, LaRoche 51. We'll be back after this. And coaching staff, as they've let the 9-point lead get away from them. And new life for the Red Devils.
Well, it has to be on defense because that's what they didn't play in the last 2 minutes, and the Red Devils snuck right back in. The Jackets with the beef back in again, along with Chuck Collins, but Puskar is in replacing Paul Stanley.
So that's the third time tonight Stanley has been given the hook. And we get back to action with Waynesburg inbounding it to Hamlin. Hamlin shovels it off to McConnell. McConnell right back to Hamlin. The Hamlin jump shot from outside. No good. Rebound taken by Matthews.
And a foul on Puskar. A reach-in foul on the rebound. Off the length of the floor. For Puskar, that is his second foul, and that's the team's 5th. And I don't know why they were walking, because that's only the 15th foul.
Well, I guess they thought it was the 1-and-1 was going to be in, but instead LaRoche will inbound it from back court, and they inbound it to Ransom. Ransom goes to Gruber. Gruber cross court again to Ransom, almost turns it over. Now he'll put it to the floor. Goes bounce pass now to Rivera on the left side. He brings it out top of the circle. Goes again on the right side with the bounce pass deep into the corner to Matthews. Back out to Gruber to Rivera, who's open at the key. Does not take the shot. Instead goes to Ransom. He'll bring it back out near midcourt. Ransom bounce pass again to Rivera. 12-15 left to play in the basketball game. Here's Rivera down the lane, dishing it off, but there's contact before the pass, and a foul going to be called.
I believe it's going to be on Chuck Collins. That'll be his first. Yes, it is. And the team six.
Square him off. What are you going to do?
So
12:09, and the Jackets ahead by 3.
the LaRoche inbounds it from the side. They go to Ransom. He'll bring it out near the top of the circle. Now he goes cross court again to Rivera. He moves some people around, sends Gruber on the left side, goes right to Ransom. Ball tipped away, and a foul called on the tipped ball. It was tipped away, and Rivera came up with it, but Collins called for the personal foul.
And now that's kind of the excuse me foul. He tried to back off, but he couldn't. And the collision was there. The 1-and-1 is now in for the LaRoche running Red Devils in the second half at the 11:55 mark.
And Rivera at the line with the 1-and-1 makes the first. Give him 9 on the night. 54-53 again. The full court pressure by LaRoche. And McConnell with the ball brings it into forecourt, kind of pushes it to the foul line, now dumps it off to Collins, back out to McConnell, lobs it to Theron Hogue, right back outside to McConnell. Now they go to Puskar. The Jackets go into a weave. To Hogue, who fakes into the lane, dumps it off to McConnell, cross court to Hamlin. Hamlin to Hogue on the outside, baseline Collins. They'll bring it back out with a dribble, and Chuck Collins, closely guarded trap, goes to McConnell with a bounce pass. Timmy McConnell now going to pick up some heat. He dishes it off to Puskar. Baseline Collins fakes the shot, and a whistle away from the ball. Foul going to be called.
Off the ball that time. It's off the ball, and it should be on 10, and it is. This guy, Jim Ransom, pushing Tim McConnell all over the floor. He's picked up a foul, and there's some words there.
Yep. McConnell and Ransom having a little bit extracurricular discussion there after the play. And now they're eye to eye, and they're getting a little fatherly talk from Gene Susi, the referee, right in front of us. And they'll be inbounding it right in front of our vantage point. And they inbound it to Hogue. Hogue goes to Collins. Collins fouled. No. Yes, now finally the whistle comes. Collins hammered as he got the ball right at the top of the lane. And I saw his head fly back, and a little delayed whistle, but the foul finally comes.
Bob Brown making the foul and in from the side.
They do, and they toss it into Hogue, right back to McConnell, as we're down to 11:14 to go. McConnell goes to Collins. Collins down the baseline, drives, puts it up, and good. Nice move by Collins. Very educated move there. And Collins has his first bucket of the night, 56-53.
Chuck Collins is a sleeper. He has a lot of skills, just has to get in with the Jacket.
Another foul away from the ball. This time it's against Waynesburg. I believe it's Puskar working against Matthews, fouls him away from the ball. So Matthews will go to the line with a 1-and-1.
And that's Puskar's third personal. The Jackets are not in the bonus, but the running Red Devils are.
So Matthews, who's been pretty effective from the foul line here in the second half, and back into the ball game as Puskar comes out. Let's see if Rudy Marisa will stay with Stanley now the rest of the way. Paul, leading scorer on the team, averaging 23.1 a ball game, coming in here tonight. Matthews second on the way. The bonus try is good. Matthews is 17, and it's 56-55. Waynesburg leads. They have the ball in backcourt. Just over 10:45 left to play. Here's Stanley in the forecourt for Waynesburg. Goes to Collins. Jackets in their 5-man 8 slow-down offense. Not really a slowdown, just sort of kill the clock. Plenty of motion away from the basketball. Outside with it is Stanley. Stanley fouled as he starts down the lane. Looks like he was going to try to drive, and as he tried to drive past Bob Brown, Brown got him, and that'll be a personal foul against him. First one, I think.
At the 15. Bob Brown has 2.
All right, thank you. So that's the 15th foul, so 2 more, and the bonus will be in both ways. 10:35 left to play in the basketball game. It's a 1-point ball game with the Jackets on top by 1. All right, a little bit of discussion, I guess, over the scores table as to who that foul was on, and they finally clear that up. And McConnell will inbound it, lobbing it on the inbounds play to Stanley along the baseline, goes back out to Hamlin. Hamlin shovels it off to Stanley. Paul with a move down the lane, dumps it off to Hamlin. It's thrown away by Rivera. Rivera just picked his pocket, takes it the other way, puts it up and in. Kike Rivera coast to coast after the steal, and LaRoche on top, 57-56.
Look out.
They lead for the first time since very early in the basketball game.
And a little pickpocket on Harold Hamlin that time.
So now Waynesburg a little bit disoriented as they go into their weave offense once again. Into forecourt, they go outside to Collins, cross court to Stanley. Paul Stanley with a jumper from way outside, no good. Rebound tapped outside to LaRoche. Up with it is Ransom, and he'll bring it into forecourt. 9:50 left to play. Now I imagine LaRoche going to play a little keep away themselves and sit on a lead. They have one of the few leads they've been able to enjoy tonight. 9:35 to go, Frank.
Now, as LaRoche keeps it away, Harold Hamlin scoring most of the points in the second half. He has 8 of the 12 points scored in the second half.
Jackets job to make something happen on defense, and here's Gruber in the corner, goes back outside to Rivera near midcourt. Well, District 18, one of the holdouts in the nation, one of the conferences that are stubbornly holding out against the shot clock, which is everly increasing in popularity. Shot up, no good. Rebound Hamlin, outlet to Collins. Collins loses it in the lane. Tried to pass it off, just lost it. Up with it is Ransom all the way. Ransom shoots, no good. Tap, no good. Rebound Hamlin for Waynesburg. Outlet McConnell. Here comes the Waynesburg fast break. Hamlin on the wing, drive, shoots, no good. And a foul called charging on Harold Hamlin. He missed the shot, called for charging.
And Don Matthews, very intelligent defense that time. And for Harold, as a timeout on the floor, Rudy Marisa.
8:47 left to the basketball game. LaRoche 57, Waynesburg 56. We'll be right back. Pressure in backcourt, and with it in backcourt is Witherspoon, trapped there by McConnell and Collins. In a little trouble, stolen away by McConnell in backcourt. He turns, fires, good. But wait a minute, the foul call. Will the shot count? No. Gene Zupi says foul before the shot. McConnell was fouled, however.
Yeah, but maybe a pill the doctor ordered here, John. We have Witherspoon picking up his 4th.
And we have LaRoche also has Matthews with 3, so
that's
a lot of things can happen. On the inbounds play, Hogue turns it over. They inbounded it to Theron Hogue right under the basket. He dribbled it on the baseline out of bounds. But now LaRoche will get it right back.
There's a replacement. Witherspoon coming out in the lineup, Pat McGrath.
So McGrath is in, Witherspoon is out, and Kike Rivera inbounds it with a long pass, which is thrown away by Hogue for Waynesburg. Hogue redeems himself with a big steal there, dumps it off to McConnell, to Stanley, who loses it. Oh, Rivera up with a loose ball. Rivera turns, fires, no good, but a charging called on Rivera. He collided with McConnell. McConnell with the defensive position, and Rivera calls for the charge. So the Jackets dodge a bullet there, Frank.
And that brings the 1-and-1 into effect, John. So both teams in the bonus. A lot of things happen right there.
Well,
if anyone can be credited with turning this game around, and if the Jackets win, Tim McConnell definitely right there on a great defensive play, drawing the offensive foul by Kike Rivera, a very shifty point guard. Now, Tim McConnell did the number on him.
To Hamlin. Shot. Hamlin partially blocked. Loose ball. Up with it is Green for Hogue for Waynesburg. Hogue outside to Stanley. Jackets still trail 57-56. 8 minutes left to play in the basketball game.
And
here's Waynesburg. Go ahead, Frank.
And the whole complexion of the Jackets has changed right now. They look completely different. They are really bearing down.
Outside to McConnell, to Stanley on the left side. Back to McConnell, top of the key. McConnell off to Collins. He shoots. It's no good. A rebound, Hogue for Waynesburg. He has the ball stripped away underneath. A clean steal, says Susie. Stolen away underneath by McGrath. They get it out to Rivera, and now Rivera will bring them into forecourt. To McGrath, baseline to Brown, and now back outside he comes.
pair on having a real hot and cold night. Defensively making good plays. Offensively can't hold on to the ball.
Brown has the ball stolen away by Stanley. Stanley in the forecourt to underneath the Collins. Collins fires and shoots good. Chuck Collins off the dish from Stanley. He has 4, and the Jackets are back on top. Now a foul at backcourt. Paul Stanley going to be called for the personal foul in backcourt, guarding Kike Rivera. And Stanley goes to the floor trying to pick up the charge, the offensive foul, but couldn't do it. And Waynesburg and a foul call on the rebound.
Over the back that time. And Bob Brown has picked up his 3rd.
So Harold Hamlin will walk to the other end of the floor, and now he'll have 20 tonight if he puts the bonus through. And more importantly, the Jackets will be on top by 3 with 7:03 to go. Hamlin, about a 78% free throw shooter this year, makes them both. Harold with 20. Again, the Jackets on top by 3 as they drop back and let Rivera just walk it over the timeline as we move inside. 7 minutes left to play. McGrath and Rivera working the guard. Now they go to Gruber on the left side. Back out to Rivera. And now LaRoche, who's standing around, looks a little disoriented on offense. They lob it down low to Moore, up partially blocked by Hamlin, but I believe Hamlin going to be called for the personal foul. He got the block, but I think he also got a piece of Mr. Moore.
Yes, and Harold is to go.
Well, that's trouble.
And Yellow Jacket fans, this is a barn burner.
So now, Hamlin going to have to play pretty close to the vest on defense and offense with his 4th personal foul. Rudy wants to save him for the stretch. Theron Hogue is back in, and he inbounds it to McConnell in backcourt. Full court pressure now by LaRoche. 4 guys still in backcourt for LaRoche. McConnell breaks it with a pass to Crawford, dishes it off to Collins, back outside to McConnell, and he says, let's set it up. They go in the corner on the right side to Crawford, back out to McConnell, and a long cross-court pass to Collins. In the corner to Hogue on the left side, back out to Stanley, and again to McConnell, top of the key. Now on the right side, in the corner to Crawford. We're down to 6:10 left to play in the ball game. The Jackets going to try to shorten this up and enjoy this 2-point lead as long as they can. Now, a ball stolen away by McGrath in backcourt. Crawford trying to hit Stanley on the give and go. Stanley hit Donnie in the corner. Donnie tried to feed him right back coming in on the baseline, and they just threw it away. McGrath comes up with it. Now to Gruber into forecourt to Rivera. Rivera back to McGrath, now top of the circle, and they go again on the left side to Rivera. He'll bring it out to the point, set it up now on the left side, and around the horn it goes to Gruber on the right. Gruber trapped over there, goes cross-court to McGrath, fakes into the lane, goes again instead to Rivera on the outside. Timmy McConnell almost a steal there, got a hand on it, but Rivera was able to come up with the ball. 5:30 left to play in the game. Waynesburg by 2. LaRoche with the ball. And McGrath goes to the baseline, but brings it right back outside. Now top of the key, Gruber. Baseline thrown away. They tried to hit Moore on the baseline. Gruber fired a bullet in there, and Moore wasn't able to hold on to it. It was not a soft pass. It was ripped, but just rifled in there. And the Jackets get it back. Full court pressure. They inbound it to Stanley. Stanley in backcourt. Brings it into forecourt with the dribble. Pulls up. Passes off Collins. Baseline. Shot no good. Blocked, but he's fouled.
Great move by Chuck Collins on the fast break. He's proved very valuable. Greg Moore picking up only his 1st foul. Chuck Collins goes to the line, coming in as a shooting forward. And let's see what kind of touch he has from the foul line, John.
He'll be shooting 2, fouled in the act, and can give Waynesburg a 4-point lead. And they could use a little breathing space with 5:20 to go. Okay, here we go. Collins, first attempt. Is no good. Short.
Very short and high arcing and short.
Second one, Collins. Good. So he drills 1 of 2 anyway. He has 5 points on the evening, and it's 61-58. 5:16 left to play in the contest. Jackets still in their zone. They go into the LaRoche goes into the corner to Gruber, back outside to McGrath to Rivera. Rivera down the lane, pulls up, fires. It's no good.
395, 475 tonight.
Put away in backcourt. Here's Rivera, drive shot, no good. Rebound Collins in backcourt. Collins dishes it off to McConnell. Timmy McConnell now says, let's slow down, guys, as he is picked up at midcourt by McGrath. Comes over the timeline, goes to Collins, into the corner to Hogue. Hogue down the lane, Stanley drives, shoots, no good. Rebound taken by Moore. Moore clears it to Gruber. Gruber to Rivera. Rivera drives, shoots up, no good. Rebound, Moore up and good. Moore with 14 makes it a one-point basketball game, 61-60. A lot of things that have to happen for Waynesburg to win just aren't happening, Frank.
The defense is not playing up to par again. Like with Liberty, they can't stop them.
Okay, so here's Theron Hogue going to Stanley. Stanley way outside, thinks about a one-hander instead, starts down the lane, dishes it off baseline. Crawford, he shoots, blocked, but he's fouled. Crawford going up for the shot was hammered. He'll go to the line.
And it's also on Moore. They're taking it right to Moore. That's the strategy right now. They're running an X pattern in the offense. Harold Hamlin ready to come in, but I believe he'll be replacing Don Crawford when Don gets finished with the free throws.
Crawford playing with 4 personal fouls. Hamlin also has 4. Crawford first at the line, shooting 2, makes it.
That was perfect. Good spin. Nice shot by Don. Good foul shot.
Averaging 5.7 a ball game coming in, also 5.1 rebound. Second one on the way. Crawford in and out. No good. Rebound tapped out to Rivera for LaRoche. And Rivera brings it over center stripe into forecourt. They go to McGrath, right back to Rivera on the right side. Kike goes back to McGrath, right back to Rivera, and he looks on the baseline. Nothing there. Goes to Gruber. Now down low to Moore. Loose ball. Diving forward is Moore and Hogue. And let's see if we're going to get a jump ball called. Whose turn is it? It's going to be LaRoche's turn to inbound it.
3:52, and the Jackets now have the edge on the held ball. So if the next held ball will get it as the clock winds down, becomes very valuable, that role, in the waning seconds of a game.
Waynesburg leads by 2, 62-60. Brown checking back into the ball game for LaRoche. Let's see, McGrath is going to be coming out. So John Pasquinelli going to some more beef as he brings Mr. Brown in, who goes about 2:20. Inbounds it on the inbounds play, stolen away by Hamlin. Hamlin to McConnell in backcourt. McConnell over at the timeline, pulls everybody up, puts on the brakes, lets them set up a play. Now they go to Collins on the outside. Collins to Stanley. Stanley to Hogue. Hogue back to McConnell. 3:35 left to play. Jackets lead. They have the ball. Here's Stanley. Strikes down the lane, but a whistle away for the ball. Let's see what the call is going to be. A foul.
Brown for holding.
In the lane, away for the ball. Stanley had it out top of the key. The foul came down low. Let's see who the injured party was for Waynesburg. That'll be the player that's going to the line.
I believe it's going to be Chuck Collins. That's who Brown was
You're right.
watching. Okay, Brown definitely in there. He's the hatchet man of this squad. There's no doubt about that. He's put in there to rough things up. And he does a good job at it. He has 4 fouls and he's played about 4 minutes.
Collins at the line, shooting 1 and 1. It's good. Very important foul shooting now. Down the stretch, this is when you got to make, well, you got to make them all the time, but this is when they really seem to count the most. Collins with the bonus could make it a 4-point lead for Waynesburg. It is on the way, and it's perfect. So give 7 to Chuck Collins tonight, 64-60. Jackets lead as we tick inside 3.5 minutes left to play in the ball game. On WANB FM, Waynesburg, Washington, Uniontown. John Loper and Frank Busick live from Pittsburgh. Waynesburg College and LaRoche. LaRoche now being very deliberate, trailing by just 4. A lot of time in the basketball game. They want to make every trip down the floor count. Gruber from way outside hit. My goodness, so much more deliberate. He hit a 25-footer from deep in the corner. Here's Waynesburg, fast break on the inbounds play. They go to Collins. He pulls up, goes back to Stanley. Now they set up a play. They find Timmy McConnell at the point. He goes to Harold Hamlin, now to Stanley, as the Jackets go into their 5-man 8. Again, a 2-point basketball game, 64-62. Timeout, Waynesburg. 2:47 left. Waynesburg 64, LaRoche 62. Wheeler Jackets led by 5 at halftime. Their biggest lead of the night was 9. About 13 minutes to go in the ball game. LaRoche came back to take the lead, but the Jackets have regained the lead now, and they have the ball. As they go in action, they go to Stanley at the top of the key. Stanley with a little between the legs dribble now to Hogue. Hogue to Hamlin on the outside. Hamlin in a little trouble there and finally finds Theron Hogue. And Hogue is also trapped in a little bind. Finds Timmy McConnell, gets it to him. And McConnell goes to Hamlin on the right side. Harold puts it to the floor, brings it back out. Now Theron Hogue is there to take the pass. Hogue with a fake into the lane, goes to Stanley instead. Stanley brings it out near midcourt. Now over to McConnell. McConnell to Theron Hogue. All this happening way outside as we move inside. 2 minutes left to play in the ball game. Jackets lead by 2. Need a bucket this time down the floor, but they want to use up as much of the clock as they can before putting it up. And when they put it up, they better make it good because LaRoche is right on their heels. 1 minute and 47 seconds left to play in the ball game. Now as McConnell goes to Theron Hogue over on the left side. Now it comes over on the right to Hamlin. And Theron Hogue again has it near midcourt. Now they're trapping on Hogue, and he gets it to Stanley just in time. And now a foul called. Stanley putting the shoulder into Aaron Mickens. Mickens goes flying, but the official says foul on Mickens on the block.
Mickens dove into Stanley's path, didn't have both feet on the floor, and Paul took advantage of it, and which is smart playing by Paul, being didn't touch the rim, perfect, right through.
So Stanley can make it a 4-point lead once again if he puts the second one through.
His first point in the second half.
It's good. So Stanley with 13 on the evening, 66-62 with 1.5 minutes to go. A lot of time left. Here's LaRoche into forecourt. Rivera goes to Witherspoon. Witherspoon with a drive and a shot. Good, and a foul call. The shot will count. Foul on the play. Witherspoon will go to the line.
Watch who it's on, though. This is the one that's going to hurt. Bingo. That's Harold Hamlin's 5th personal foul.
Uh-oh. Hamlin fouled out on Monday night as well. He leaves tonight with 1 minute and 20 left to play, having scored 20 points on the evening and pulled down numerous rebounds. I'm not sure how many, but we'll check that.
Yeah, Harold had 10 points in the second half, and he is the main brunt of the scoring attack. Paul Stanley only has scored 2 foul shots in the second half.
Also, Frank, Harold is the tallest guy on the team, and against these tall people that LaRoche has, you needed that height in there.
Bingo.
And look at the, speaking of height advantage, the guy who's going to replace him is Kevin Lee. So 6'7", Hamlin goes out, and Lee, who is 5'8", comes in.
5'8 and a half. And,
wow.
He's in the game. And Don Crawford on the bench.
He also has 4 personals. 1 minute and 20 left to play. LaRoche at the line. With the 3-point play is Witherspoon. He has 10 at 66-65. Waynesburg leads with the ball. There's McConnell over the timeline. Timmy McConnell now shovels it off to Stanley. As we move down to 1 minute and 10 to go, Stanley moves on the right side. Stanley now looks outside. He's trapped over there. Has some problems. Goes to Collins. Collins to McConnell. McConnell brings it back outside. 1 minute to go in the basketball game. McConnell baseline to Collins. Collins will bring it back outside with a dribble. Now goes to Hogue on the right. Back out to Lee. Lee looking. Now goes to Hogue. Hogue with a move toward the basket that breaks off. Goes to Collins instead. 45 seconds left to play. Collins to McConnell. McConnell's fouled. McConnell's fouled near midcourt by Ransom, and McConnell will go to the line with a 1-and-1.
The 1-and-1. It wasn't an intentional foul. Went for the ball, Ransom did, and tripped up Timmy McConnell. Good ball handling by the Jackets. So the 1-and-1. First one is no good, and the rebound goes to LaRoche. Pulled down by Matthews. Uh-oh. Matthews pulls it down with 40 seconds to go. Here comes LaRoche, and it's their ball game to win. They're in the driver's seat. They trail by 1. They're going to play for the last shot. John Pasquinelli wants a timeout. Here we go. 31 seconds to go. Waynesburg 66, LaRoche 60 the basketball game. And LaRoche owns the ball. They called the timeout. They'll be inbounding it from the side. John Pasquinelli now taking a lot of time over there during this timeout. And Frank, what do you think? One more shot. They're going to play for the last shot. Put it up with 2-3 seconds left. Try to win it. They're down by 1. They got us right where they want us, really. Well, if they do that, that would win the game for them if they could collect. Or possibly, I think they'll let it go with a little quicker than that. I have a feeling. They have the rebound power.
Undoubtedly, I think they're going to try to work at the number 50, Matthews. They inbound it to Rivera out near midcourt. Kike goes to Gruber, who's just back into the ballgame. Almost a steal by McConnell in backcourt. But LaRoche gets it right back. Here's the Witherspoon. Witherspoon goes to Gruber. 19 seconds left. A steal, but a foul by McConnell. McConnell going for the steal. Fouls Witherspoon. And now the junior from Baltimore, Maryland, 6'2", Witherspoon, will be at the line 1-and-1. And that's an 83% foul shooter they're sending to the line. He has 10 points tonight. How's he been tonight at the line?
He's 2 for 3. He's perfect 1 for 1 in the second half. and he shot 1 for 2 in the first half.
17 seconds on the way, and it's no good. Rebound Stanley for Waynesburg. Stanley in backcourt, in trouble, trapped and fouled. Fouled by Matthews in backcourt. Whoa, what a big rebound that was.
They put the heat on Witherspoon, and he couldn't come through that time, John, and that's just the way it goes. Timmy McConnell missing a crucial 1-on-1 free throw situation with 38 seconds to go for the Jackets, and now with about 18 seconds to go, the LaRoche running Red Devils could go ahead by 1, but they missed their 1-on-1. Now the Jackets, Paul Stanley, whose first one's good. Stanley with a clutch free throw there. And now with 14 seconds to go, he'll get the bonus. It's on the way, and it's good. Stanley makes them both. 15 tonight for Paul. 13 seconds to go. LaRoche into forecourt. They trail by 3. They go outside to Rivera. Stolen away by McConnell, and he's fouled after the steal. He picked the pocket of Kike Rivera. A big steal right at midcourt, and after Rivera had his pocket picked, he could do nothing but reach in trying to get the ball, and he fouled. Timmy made up for the foul. Yeah. No one will ever remember 38 seconds. They'll remember the steal on Kike Rivera.
And with 7 seconds to go, Waynesburg has called timeout. And when time resumes, we will have McConnell at the line to shoot.
Wise, I think probably Waynesburg and LaRoche match up man for man, and it's proven it here tonight.
Yeah.
They play very similar style basketball.
All right, McConnell is at the line now with the 1-and-1. He makes it. So McConnell kind of puts the icing on it there.
This one will be the icing. That sets up a possible overtime. This will do it.
It's good. McConnell finishes the night with 9. 7 seconds to go as LaRoche inbounds it into forecourt. Rivera goes to Witherspoon. He puts it up and in unmolested. And that'll be, well, we get a whistle, a timeout call with 1 second to go. Witherspoon, they didn't.
The sleeper. He came in with big 7 points in the second half.
All right. Here we go with Waynesburg to inbound it. With 1 second to go, whistle, foul called away from the ball before the play even got underway. No time ticked off the clock at all. And Paul Stanley was fouled in backcourt. Somebody trying to get in position for the steal. And on the clock. Susie checks to see exactly what the story is on the shooter, and they say yes, it's Tim. So the official now will award Tim the basketball, and
he must still replace Witherspoon. I have him with 5. There
makes the 1-and-1. So that puts Timmy in the double figures with 10. Averaging 9.2 a game. And McConnell's second on the way, and it too is good. And with 1 second to go, LaRoche will inbound it. They do it midcourt, stolen away by McConnell, and that's the end of the ball game. Waynesburg escapes with a victory here at Carson Middle School. Final score, Jackets 72, LaRoche 67. And we'll be back. They're on there. They had a lead, left to get away from them. About 13 minutes to go. They had the 9-point lead, left LaRoche back into the ball game. And matter of fact, the Devils actually took the lead twice down the stretch, but Waynesburg able to prevail at the end with some clutch foul shooting and also some sparkling defensive play by Timmy McConnell, as McConnell stole the ball, a very key steal near midcourt, and then picked up the foul, as the Jackets at that time only had the 1-point lead. So key play there. A lot of key plays in the second half. 2 of them I recall by McConnell, 1 by Chuck Collins, and also some good foul shooting again down the stretch from the experienced Paul Stanley. So the Jackets lead now, win now 72-67. Their league record goes to 4-1 in the district, and they'll be 7-3 overall. And in the district, that will keep them in the hunt. Will keep them in 3rd place at least. That's the least it could do. They could move into 2nd if Westminster should lose tonight, although they are playing at Alliance, so maybe that won't happen. I don't know. We'll have to wait here for the score.
High interest was Harold Hamlin, high points, 20 points. He fouled out with 1 minute and 20 seconds. All looked dim at that time for Waynesburg, but they pulled it up, and he shot a perfect 4 for 4 from the foul line. And with 15 points, Paul Stanley 5 for 6 from the line, all foul shots in the second half. He had 4 for 4 in the second half from the stripe. And Tim McConnell, big 11 points, and the last 4 were real crucial. He shot 5 7 from the line. 9 points tonight for Rick Puskar, all in the first half. Rick shot 3 for 3 from the line. 7 points for Chuck Collins, all in the second half. Shot 3 for 4 from the line. 4 points for Chris Green. He shot 0 for 1 from the foul line. 3 points for Kevin Lee. Perfect 3 for 3 from the line for Kevin. And 1 point, 0 for 1, Byron Allman shot from the line. As a team, the Jackets shot 24 for 32 from the foul line. And again, the Jackets winning the game 72-67.
Yellow